Okay, everybody knows what the definition of insanity is, right? Is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And I keep wondering why I keep repeating myself, and kind of went over this today because I just came back from one of my customers' houses. And I've made this recommendation to hundreds of people. And out of those hundreds, less than 10 have actually taken my advice. And that's another thing I find funny. I mean, this is what I do for a living. This is what I specialize in. Is fixing horses' feet. Why so many people, when their veterinarian says something to them, oh my God, they'll run right out and do what their veterinarian said. So I think what I need to do is get a tattoo here, you know, PhD or whatever, you know, specialist, or have some kind of formal paper that makes me somewhere up here that people actually listen. You know, I talk and I talk and I talk, and it's like, you know, he's just a farrier, and sometimes I feel like I'm talking to the wall. Most of the time I am. But if I could give you absolutely just one recommendation, the absolute best recommendation I could to have better hooves on your horse, this would be it. Is to put yourself in an area like this. This is 1.5 inch in minus bank run gravel. It's been screened down to 1.5 inch in minus. So it's got some sand, it's got some smaller rock in it. And I'll show you what it looks like. And why I say this is because I'm very frugal. You know, I hate to spend money, even though my horses get all my damn money. But even when it comes to my horses, I'm going to do the smartest and the cheapest thing I can. And I know a lot of people say pea stone. Pea stone is great. The only thing is, if you want to keep your costs down low, you'll end up throwing a lot more pea stone away than you will this stuff. Because this stuff actually packs pretty good. It's easier to clean up than pea stone, because pea stone, if it's pure pea stone, it's been screened, and that's all it is pea stone. It's just stone. The horse steps on it, those stones get packed into the manure, whereas you don't have the same problem with this, because this has sand around it, and the sand actually inhibits the manure from sticking to everything. So when you pick it up with a fork and you shake it like that, a lot of the stones that you actually picked up will fall out because of that little bit of sand. The sand will stick to the manure. Sure, you're going to lose some of it. You can't help but lose some of it. But the fact of the matter is, you'll end up throwing a lot of pea stone away because it'll get packed into the manure, and it won't shake out because it actually sticks to the manure because it doesn't have any sand around it. So this stuff is pretty easy to keep clean. Not too much work. And you'll have the best feet. Even those people that I just came from are behind on schedule with their feet, and I had to take the toes back quite a lot. But now these horses have been put, and they've been in this new area for about 6 months now, and they've got quite a good area of this stuff up near the run-in, in the run-in, and out and around it. And I can tell you, because I know what I see, and that's why I keep emphasizing, look at the bottom of your horse's foot. It really is simple. It's complicated, but it's simple. If you really just look at it, there's only so many things there. Look at it, study it, get to know what it looks like. If you can't remember, take a picture of it. So I can only tell you, see, I went over there and I did 3 horses. And I'm telling you, I had to back the toes up because they were you know, overdue. I had to bring the toes back and go right in past the toe callus. You know, what people call a toe callus, which is really a falsity. You really want to be into where that bowl ends. And I come right back into there, get it done. And I'm telling you, between hoof wall and toe callus, I went back 3/4 of an inch on some of those horses. And they're not going to have a problem, because I know what I'm seeing in that horse's hoof. I could see the improvements on it. They're not going to have any trouble with that whatsoever. Whereas a horse that was out on soft ground, I could never, and I wouldn't even dare come back in that far. You know, so I mean, these horses are out, they have soft pasture, but their loafing area has a lot of this stuff. So, you know, people say, well, that's a lot of money to spend. It is. It's a fair amount of money when you got, because you got to dish it out all in one lump sum. It's not like you can go buy a bag of it, you know, at a time or something. You could, but that'd be frugal. That'd be really frugal and hard. But you think about it. These people that put horses in the stall and buy shavings, well, it doesn't feel too bad. I guess the price of shavings is up pretty high now, $5 a bag or so, if you're buying it by the bag. And well, so it doesn't hurt you too bad. You throw $5 out. But if you think about how much money you spend in the course of a year, if you were keeping any amount of horses. The other thing I'll say about that is the other #1 killer of a horse's foot is urine. So if you're putting a horse in a stall and he pees on them shavings, the shavings stick to the bottom of the hoof. You might as well piss on a sponge and tape it right to the bottom of his foot. Urine is an awful thing for the horse's hoof. So I like to have this stuff. I have it in the stall. I have rubber mats in there because, one thing, they have access to outside, so geldings don't like to pee on rubber. The mares will at times, but a lot of that falls back on how they were raised. And, you know, some people would say, well, that's a lot of work because this ground, if it's like over in that far corner there, because it's soft right now, so it's easy to clean up when it's soft, but when you get in the wintertime, if you leave it like that, you'll come in here and you won't be able to scoop the manure because some will be down in the footprints and everything. You say that's a regular pain in the butt. Well, I'll tell you something. If you're thinking a little bit and staying ahead, making sure that life is easier for yourself, what you do when you know you're going to get a freeze up, but I'll come and I'll smooth that out. And I smooth it out a lot. When I'm just up here cleaning out, I smooth out those footprints. It's easy to smooth out if you don't wait too long. That's one thing with a lot of people nowadays. It's become such a push-button world that everything they do, you know, cell phones, texting, everything is so easy, push-button. You can't push-button anything around a horse. There's no push-button to them. So my best advice, one other thing I wanted to add to this, and the reason why I say this is because from what I've seen, experience. And a lot of people might put their horse on this for a little while, and they say, well, I'd like to let him go out and be a horse. That's okay if you're not in any hurry. But if you keep them in here, yes, it's more work because, especially over for me it is, because I got to haul water over here. But if you want to make quick success, you'll find that your horse will, every 2 weeks, if you're trying to rehabilitate a hoof, within 2 weeks you're going to notice improvements. If you're looking, you'll see improvements within 2 weeks. So if that horse only has this kind of access to be on, your success rate is going to be much faster. It's a process. It takes time. But I'm telling you, you keep your horse on this stuff, your time involved will be shorter. That horse that I have here for hoof care, I've turned him out, and I noticed what I get in a week here would take me at least a month out on regular soft ground. So he's not going anywhere, and there's no big hurry because he's having other setbacks anyway, metabolic issues. But so if you do what's right for the horse, it's really not about you. It's about, if you're really trying to fix the horse, you do what's right for him, and you'll make constant success on this stuff. This stuff has quite a stimulating effect when they walk around in this. They don't have to be running around in here. Just put your hay out so that he actually has to walk from one place to another. That's another thing. It takes a little effort to put some hay here and some hay there and some hay there. It's a lot easier to plop it all in one place. But that's the human, taking the easy way out all the time. But I'm telling you, I know it. I've seen it. And if you're not having success on this, you got other problems going on. That's my #1 recommendation. Fastest success rate right on this kind of surface. Keep them on there, and take the time it takes. So my best advice to you is to get off your lazy ass and get out there and do it. That's half the problem with this world. They become so damn lazy that they won't go out there and do it. They put their horse in their stall and they're too lazy to walk the horse to a safe place. Instead they walk them out of the stall, turn them loose at the gate and let them run to a safe place. If they only realize how stupid they were being and how worse of a horse they're making for themselves. You know, when it comes to horses, there is no easy way. You put in the time. That's one thing that really tweaks me about today's day and age, is just really a bunch of lazy asses. And that's just calling it the way it is.